Thank you for joining us for the 2020 edition of Listen Up a Minute. I am your host, John Dow. The good doctor, Bert Cooper, will not be with us this evening, but we're going to roll along anyway. And again, Happy New Year, and thank you for joining us. I have with me contest winner Velvet Johnson, executive producer Audrey Hall. And you're asking, contest winner of what? Executive producer of what? I'm so glad you asked. We had our fashion showcase and competition 2019 back in November, on November 16th in Hopewell, Virginia at the Elks Lodge, and want to thank them for being such gracious hosts. Could not have been nicer. We're looking forward to working with them again, and we want to see you in the place. Audrey Hall was our executive producer. The co-producer was Nathan Womack, who could not be here. He's under the weather. He is the owner and founder of Tailor Made Models. And of course, the executive producer is a guy who makes it happen all the time. We always try to get him on camera, but we can't. And that's L.J. Brown of L.J. Brown Enterprises. Lady, want to thank you for joining us. And how's the new year been so far?
It's been great so far. I've been happy.
Happy?
Yes.
As opposed to what in 2019? You weren't happy?
I wasn't happy. It was just that a lot of things were going on in 2019.
Uh-huh. And Audrey?
Oh yes, 2020 is just gonna make 2019 look like it was just all, not that 2019 was bad, but 2020 is gonna be the year.
Well, this is our first time working together, and I understand this is your first time doing something like this?
Oh yes, yes it is. But I was a great person that's tutoring me and mentoring me, and I'm just not going to mention any names, but I'm feeling good about this. I feel blessed to have been given this opportunity. So yeah, I'm ready to make this happen.
How did this come about?
Sometimes you just have to be in the right place and doing good things, and they were observed, and I was given this opportunity.
Was this something you wanted to do, or were you approached, or was it, I want to do this, hey, I'll help you, or hey, I think you
It was
can
more like it was put to me, and I said, sure,
Okay.
I'll give it a try, because I had never done anything like this before. But the fashion show competition and showcase was a great success, and I felt very proud of myself,
Good.
for making
Well,
that happen. And I had a lot of good people around me.
Well, she did, folks, and she was under the weather that night, so she was talking, she was sounding like this and just not do it well. And we really wanted her to talk and say some things, but she was just under the weather, and glad to know that you're feeling better and sounding a lot
Yes.
better.
Oh yes, looking a lot better too.
Well, you still look good that night.
Thank
so,
you.
know.
Thank you, thank you,
And
thank you.
Velvet, you were the winner.
Yes.
And I'm telling you, folk, you talk about somebody surprised and did not see that coming. When the winner was announced, if you could have seen the expression on her face, priceless.
Yes, it was. I was not expecting that to happen, because when Audrey had approached me in parking lot of church, she asked me about coming to the fashion show. And I said, well, you need any models? And she was like, oh, you want a model? I said, yes. So that's how that came about. I had modeled in fashion shows before, but when Audrey had explained to me that this was a fashion showcase competition,
Okay.
I was like, okay, a competition? What are we competing for? And that's when she told me it's a really big thing. It's going to be really fantastic. And I was thoroughly excited about it.
Folks, this is Listen Up a Minute. I am your host, John Dowell. Again, like I said, the good doctor is not with us this evening, and we have the fashion show competition winner, the first winner of our first, which is going to be an annual event, Miss Velvet Johnson. You said that you have modeled before.
Yes.
Tell us about that.
I have modeled in fashion shows before for other people. Richard Capel, who is a very good friend of
Yes.
mine, he was a coordinator for several fashion shows that I had been in. One was at the Masonic Temple, and that was about, I'd say, maybe about 7 or 8 years ago. And I modeled for that one. And I also modeled for him about 3 years ago at my home church, and he was the coordinator for that. So we worked together before, and he had asked me, so I was more than honored to do this.
Where's your home church?
My home church is Morning Star Baptist in Petersburg. My grandfather pastored that church for 32
Oh.
plus years before he retired, and that was my home church. But now I'm at Tabernacle Baptist Church, and I've been there for about the past 7 years, and I love it.
Any
I
other
sing it
ministers
right.
in your family?
Yes, yes. My father, God rest his soul, he was a pastor, he was a minister. And my brother, my oldest brother, he is a minister. And my aunt is a minister. So ministry,
Yeah.
pastoring, church, that runs in my family. I can't run away from it.
Do you think that calling may be on you at some point, or don't?
I don't think so.
You hope not?
I'm not saying that I hope not, but if that's the
Go
calling
ahead,
and
say
God
it, say
wants
it,
me
go ahead, say
to, wants it to be it, and I'll be it. Right now I'm singing.
Mhm.
And I've been doing it all my life.
Mhm.
I've been doing it all my life.
How do you like Marvin? Or how do you like Marvin?
I love it. I love it. Because I'm a clothes horse. So I love it. Clothes and shoes, my passion.
Well, what?
I get that from my mother. She started me out from a baby, and I've been doing it ever since.
Well, allow me to be sexist for a minute, but what woman is not a clothes horse in the street? Really?
I don't know.
Big shock there. Now, what's interesting to me is that you don't fit the typical model profile in that you're not 5'9" or 5'10" and skipping meals,
Well,
which is interesting.
true.
And I think that people always say the modeling industry needs to get away, they need to change, but by and large, you still see the same makeup type,
Right.
except in a few instances, and it's always the other extreme.
Well, see, now they are looking at the women that are more full-figured,
Mhm.
and I think that they should keep looking at those women because those women have something to say in the way they wear their clothes and in their body types and when they walk the runway. It should not be one particular type, one
Right.
particular woman, one particular man. It should be whomever can wear those clothes and make it look good.
Now, when you say full figure in the fashion industry and in the magazine industry and whatever, that's just a dressed up way of saying fat,
No,
which is not what it should be.
No.
Because as far as models go, full figured is anyone that's more than 120 pounds,
Right.
essentially.
right. But see, I'm looking at, okay, I think back to Monique when she made the movie, what was it, Bad Girls?
Yeah.
When she made that movie, she was designing her own fashion
Right.
line for that full-figured woman.
Right.
And it wasn't FAT, it was PHAT.
Right.
Pretty hot and tempting.
Mhm.
So basically, you should look at women like that. Because I look at Audrey. Audrey could have modeled that night,
Right.
which she
Right.
should have. But she didn't, and she should have.
Pocketbook in one hand, cough syrup in the other.
Yeah. But that night she was
Yes.
dressed really
Yes.
fly, and
Yes.
I said, you know what? You should be out there with us. You should be out there with
Yes,
us.
she did say that, but I'm trying to get back to why did I come in under the PHAT, fat? Then Audrey should, okay, that's all I'm saying.
Right. You're pretty high and tempting. You should have done it. You are not FAT at all.
And it's a shame that it's a shame that we have to do that because you don't see the in between.
Right.
You don't see
Yeah.
women your height,
Right.
model.
Right.
You don't see a whole lot of guys your height,
Right.
model.
Right.
You don't see people that are quote average or normal size.
Right.
It's generally one extreme or the other.
But it
And
shouldn't be that
it
way.
should be there. And if somebody has a certain build, then they'll try to hide it.
Right.
We'll try to edit this because we only want this look. And for me, it's just nice to see that people recognize it and not everyone has to be 5'9", 5'10".
Well, I am very honored to have been recognized for that. I'm very honored.
And also just joining us was one of the run-ups, Robert Clark. How are you?
Sir, I'm good.
Good, good. And folks, I gotta tell you, this young man and his brother, they, along with the other models, they just lit the place up. I mean, if you weren't there, you missed a treat. We were gonna put together some DVDs and we'll make that available to you. And you just have to come to our next showing. But thank you for joining us and tell us about what did you like about that fashion show?
Oh man, this was one of my first ones I did. It was just cool to get everybody's energy, you know, like walking down. Again, I don't have a ton of experience modeling, but again, Mr. Nathan, he's our head of our modeling agency that he kind of put together for all of us. He told us about it, and he had seen. I think he had one of the guys who was working on this project had seen us before in another project. So when he told us about it, we were pumped. You know, we just wanted to get out there and kind of do our thing and stuff. So just getting everybody's energy, like dressing up in the clothes, doing different scenes and stuff, it was cool. You know?
And that's what they did, folk. I mean, the audience really felt them, and they appreciated the fact that they had different styles, but they were all respectable, they looked neat, and they carried themselves like young men and young women. And the audience really picked up on that, and they fed off that. So really, really very nice. How's your brother doing, by the way?
He's doing good. He's in school. He got class right now.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
we understand that. We've been there before. And what about you?
I just came from work, so I just graduated this year.
Oh, congratulations.
Yeah.
From where?
Thank you, appreciate it.
From where?
VCU.
Oh, nice.
We got a brand center program, like advertising, marketing, and graduated.
Oh, nice,
Yeah,
nice,
yeah,
nice.
yeah.
So what's the plan after this?
Just continue to do this. You know, I'm learning. You know, when it comes to modeling and stuff like that, like different projects around the way. Mr. Nate has us hooked up and connected and stuff. So just want to continue to grow and learn what I can. And then on the professional, just continue to move forward and do my best in whatever I'm doing. So
Now, you're now alma mater, VCU. They do a fashion show every year with people in their, I guess, fashion merchandise, fashion design department. They put on a fashion show every year. Have you thought about maybe trying to get connected with them?
I'm open to it. You know, like if they make the introduction and do all that, again, sky's the limit, man. Whatever they have for us, I'm willing to try it and kind of move forward and just try anything, you know. So, yeah.
Nothing wrong with that. Way to go. Hey, thank you for joining us.
I
Glad
appreciate
you
it.
could be here. Audrey, you want to grab that trophy over there? And just bring that in, Audrey. That was your first place trophy.
Yes.
And again, folk, if you could have seen the expression on her face, she was truly shocked. She did not expect to win. What went through your mind when
Oh,
they announced your name as a winner?
honestly, I was standing there and I was like, okay, really? I won. You know, I wasn't expecting it. I was just there to have a good time, to show my clothes and show my style, and that was it. But when they had announced me, I was like, okay, really? Okay. It still hadn't registered until I got back, back into the dressing room. And I said, oh my God, thank you, Jesus, thank you, Jesus. That's what I was doing. So it was an honor. Like I said, it was a great, great honor. And I had fun doing it. I really did. I had a great time.
You was confident in everything.
Thank you. Thank you. Like I said, I had done it before. And I had talked to my mother before I left the house. And she said, just do your very best. And that's what I did.
Did you get a chance to talk to Richard and some of the models that you worked with in the past and told them that you won?
I hadn't gotten a chance to talk to Richard. He actually had heard about the fashion show.
Right.
And when I told him that I won, he said, baby sister, I am very proud of you. I'm so happy for you. And I had people that from my church choir, they were there.
Okay.
And they enjoyed it and they were wishing me good luck and congratulations. And I really appreciate it. I did. I thoroughly appreciate it.
We had a table, 2 tables.
Yes,
The
yes.
Tabernacle Baptist Church.
Yes, yes. And my mother and my aunt, they were in the back, and they were hearing all the great comments and things of that nature. So I was more than honored. I was really happy. I'm still trying to process this. Really, I am. It's been what, 2 months, and I'm still trying to process it.
And there was also a nice cash prize that you received.
Yes.
And now, let me say this, that you say you're still trying to process it, and you're having a hard time. I mean, I can take the cash off your hands, that's the kind of, we want to have smooth things out
Yes,
too.
no.
I don't want you to have all that pressure, just a little bit at a time.
No, I'm good. No, I'm really good. Yeah, I received a $200 cash prize, and now I'm here doing an interview. I will be in a music video
Oh, nice.
and a magazine, so I'm really looking forward to all of that.
Tell us a little bit about the music video.
Well, as far as I know, the music video is towards basically spreading and getting out there, people voting.
Okay.
That's about it. So I look forward to doing it because we need more people at the polls this year to vote because the way everything is going right now, we need somebody with a great mind, great ideas, and a great aspect for this country.
Yeah.
So
Well, I'm always an advocate of people voting because too many people get apathetic
right.
and they think that my vote doesn't make a difference and I'm not going to vote. And then when things go haywire, they want to complain.
Right.
Or when things go good, well, I'm happy, but you didn't take a part in it.
Exactly.
And it's always important to vote, but on every level, especially on the local.
Yes.
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 You have to, and if you aren't registered to vote, register. And then once you get registered, you educate yourself on the candidates and what they stand for. And then you get engaged. We are back for our second and final segment of Listen Up a Minute. I have Audrey Hall, Velvet Johnson, and Robert Clark. Robert, a recent VCU grad. Congratulations on that. And
Appreciate it.
want to start with you again. We were talking during the break, and you said that you and your brother, this was you all's second time.
Correct, yeah.
And
we
it-
did like 1 or 2 shows.
And
before
Nathan
that.
had, worked with your parents and just kind of pulled you all in.
Right.
What was that like for you?
It was cool because we knew, we had heard about like different things like this and like people suggested like we get into modeling and do stuff like that. So this was the first time we ever like had a chance to kind of do it and see what it was about. So under his guidance, we just kind of like, follow his direction and kind of went from there. So we just been trying to get our footing and stuff, but again, it's been cool so far just because we both creative minded, like we both in the marketing and creative field. So this is just like another extension of that, just trying to figure out what we can do with it and then play with it and stuff. So it's been cool.
Now, this was also a competition. Was this, I take it, this was the first fashion show / competition for you?
Yes, sir. First time. I'm used to competition. I
Okay.
played sports and stuff. when I
Oh,
was
did
in
you?
college, yeah.
What'd you play?
I played basketball and track.
And where'd you go to high school?
Thomasdale down the street.
Oh, nice,
Yeah, in
okay.
Chester, yeah, yes, sir.
What'd you run?
I did the long and triple jump, and I did in high school. I did the 4x1, and then the 400. Yeah, in high school.
4x1 relay?
And then I did the jumps in college.
Oh, did you?
Yes, sir.
Oh, how'd you do?
I did all right. I had to stop after my second year and start working and stuff like that, but I did the jumps. I ended up being top 4 in the state of Virginia back when I was like 10 years ago.
Oh,
But,
nice.
It was good. It was a cool time. Yeah.
What's the training like for that?
It's rigorous. It's a lot of it's an individualized team sport. So like a lot of things, it kind of teaches you how to make sure you do your part but still contribute to the larger team. So it was cool to just kind of see like how I can make sure I do my part but also contribute to the larger. Like if we win, our contribution to the
Okay.
team, make sure that happens too. So yeah.
Well, you know that while you're in school and the classroom is competition, and then as you get out here, it's the same thing. So that attitude will help you, while I'm at work or running my own business or whatever, I'm doing my part, but
Yeah.
it's affecting
The larger scale of the
picture.
team.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Velvet, what was it like for you competing as opposed to just modeling?
It was different because I had never done it before. I had been in fashion shows, like I said before, but never anything to this magnitude. And when I found out that it was going to be a competition, I was like, okay, I'm cool with that. And I had a great time doing it because, like I said, it was my very first time being in a fashion show competition. I had been in a fashion show before, but never like this. So I really enjoyed it, and I thought it was great. I thought it was great, just doing it. Just doing it.
Any outfits that you wish you could have worn that you didn't get a chance to wear?
There was several. There was several, but those I don't think I would have worn. But really, my mom was like, no, put it back, get that one. We were debating. We were really debating. But there were several outfits that I did want to wear, but I said, no, I'm going to keep it conservative, and I'm going to just be dressed the way I.
What was one in particular that you wanted to wear and she said put back?
I don't talk about it. No. I can't say no.
We'll make sure she doesn't see it.
No, it was this one top that I wanted to wear, and kind of cut down a little bit, and I wanted to wear the stretch pants. She was like, "Where do you think you're going?" So I said, "No, I won't be wearing that." So I kept that in the closet.
Okay.
Anyway, you're how old? Anyway,
Have you
That
ever had
was-
any of those discussions, or have you been a part of those discussions?
type
No,
of
you don't need to wear that,
Of
or?
course.
Oh, really?
I have 3 daughters. So, you know, it was always going to be no.
Yeah,
Go back.
definitely no. Definitely no.
Definitely.
So, tell us about the next fashion show. What are you envisioning, or have you started thinking about it?
Always thinking about it. But I'm open, you know, I'm looking at things, always thinking about things. You see things everyday life that, you know, hey, I may incorporate this into it. But one of the things that I really, really liked about our fashion show was the fact that everybody wore their own clothing. This is how you get to see the real person and not somebody else's thoughts or feelings or designer clothes. You know, that's not you. But when you wear your own things, what you put your money and thought into, like what Velma was saying, she has clothing that, you know, she knows fits her personality, and that's for, you know, for everybody. How did you feel about that? Did you feel like wearing your own clothes, this is portraying, you representing yourself?
Right.
Yeah, so that I like, and I think that, you know, we want to keep it like that. Not, there were people that we know that have design clothes, and we were thinking about maybe doing something like that, you know, that, but I think it's better to be individual. You know, you're more comfortable in your own skin, so to speak.
Yeah.
So,
Do you think we'll see your daughters, or one of them, or 2 of them modeling one day with us?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I would like to say that, but you know, as long as I'm running things, maybe not. Maybe not. But they were there. I give them little jobs.
What did they think of the show?
They loved it.
Yeah.
Oh, they loved it. You know, we had like the little dance contest,
Mm-hmm.
and my daughters did jump up there with the dancing, and I can't wait to see that on film
Mm-hmm.
because I don't know, maybe we'll edit that part out, but anyway, they were something, and they like
What
to
did
clown
they
and
think
cut up.
of you as a producer?
They were surprised
Oh, really?
that I could pull that off because it wasn't anything I'd never done. My jobs have always been in the hospitals, medicine, registration, this type of thing. So I had never done anything in entertainment, never even thought about it until this little birdie says, "Come work with me." And-
Nice.
I think she did a great job.
Oh, yeah,
So,
yeah.
But nothing I had ever thought about doing. So, with that being said, I'm excited. 2020 is going to be bigger and better. Hope everybody will join us and be excited as we are, because if you miss it, then hey, sorry for you.
Will you be looking for newer models, or are you going to work with the same group,
No,
or don't?
different people.
Okay.
I mean, some of those that are welcome stuff from Velvet, of course.
Right,
I still want, but I'm be looking at, you know, different people.
right.
But
Now,
I would come to, you know, say hi, how you doing? And that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Special
they-
guest. She can give out the trophy.
I could guess yeah.
and Robert, what about you?
If I'm able to be back next year, that would be great, you know.
Oh, yes.
I think, like I said, it's a lot of us, it's not just me, it's like 10 of us, you know,
Yeah.
so if y'all need us, we there.
Well, again, Womack and his crew, you all really did a good job. The whole crew did, like I said, the audience really fed off of you all. They really enjoyed you all. And my co-host Bert and I, we were talking in between segments, and one guy, she said, "That's my son. I'm going to adopt him as my son." Even after meeting the guy for 2 whole days or a week and a half.
Yeah.
And people really appreciated seeing young men carry themselves like young men
Yes.
and dress like that.
Definitely.
Yes.
And I say that because we don't see a lot of that with guys, but we see it with women, but the audience really appreciated seeing
Yes.
Yes.
a bunch of guys carry themselves like guys, 40 and 50-year-old men dressing like 40 and 50-year-old men, and 20-year-olds dressing like 20-year-olds, but everyone being respectful and just, not the old guy trying to dress like a teenager,
Right.
and the teenager realizing that we got men and women in the audience, so I'm not gonna show everything. People really appreciated that.
Yeah.
They really appreciated that, yeah.
It's all about
People
sophistication.
really
Is
appreciate
it politically correct to say eye candy?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay, just checking.
yes, that
Are we
is
gonna be
correct.
politically
Yes.
correct?
Yeah, that is good. So what about the eye candy? You can't elaborate? On that, folks, we are going to wrap it up. This is the first New Year's edition of Listen Up a Minute. Thank you so much for joining us, Robert. Congratulations on graduating from VCU. Much success to you. Velvet, thank you for joining us.
Thank
And
you.
with the surprise winner, you're well deserved. And
Thank you.
Audrey, well done. We look forward to working with you again.
Thank you.
Folks, this is Listen Up for the good doctor Roberta Pope Matthews and our executive producer LJ Brown Enterprises and Derek Brown, Derek Wright, who without him, we will be talking to ourselves. Couldn't do it without you, Derek. Appreciate it. Until next time, folks, take care. We are back. Folks, there's a problem or an issue going on, and we're not just about having a good time and entertaining people. We want to have a positive impact and make sure we touch lives and touch them in a good way. So for a couple of minutes, I want to talk about social isolation. And it's primarily among elderly people, folk who may be retired, or they may have lost a spouse, or their families have moved on and they live by themselves. And it might be the same thing with some college students. You know, people are loners, or something happens, and all of a sudden you don't see me anymore. I'm in the room by myself. I never come out anymore. The retired person, well, all of a sudden they sit at home all the time, and when you see them, they look totally different. They don't keep themselves up, and they're just a slow, steady decline. How can we change that?
Well, I have some ideas on that. I work at a library, and one of the things that I see a lot of is elderly people, when they come in, they like to engage in a conversation. A good thing to do would be like just volunteering. If you are at home and you are alone, get out, volunteer. You can go any place. You can go to the library. You can go to nursing homes. Sometimes seeing somebody that's worse off than you will lift you up to know, hey, this is something I can do because I thought I had it bad, but look at this person. So I feel like a nursing home would be a good place to go volunteer. That gets you out of the house, and that gets them, get you interacting and feeling good about yourself because you're helping someone else.
Yeah.
As a former caregiver, because I took care of my grandfather for 11 years, he had glaucoma. He had glaucoma, and everybody else was at work or in school. So if nobody was there, he was in the house by himself, and it was hard for him. I took the time, I put school on hold, I put my job on hold, and I was there with him. If I hadn't, only God knows what would have happened. You have elderly people that are like that now. Their families are working or in school, and the elderly person feels like, well, I'm here by myself. Who's going to be here with me? When I was there with him, we did a lot of things together. We went shopping. We went to pay bills. We sat and had lunch together. We talked about things. He was telling me about his past, growing up as a young boy. When you have the opportunity to help out an elderly person or a college person that may be by themselves, take that opportunity, because they really need someone there with them. They need the help. They need someone to talk to. The more talking you do, the more you learn and the more you know about that person. So that's a great help as well.
Robert.
And I would say similar to echo their statement, especially for older, what we can do for as young people is really just get involved. Like, I know a lot of times they have a routine and they go to church, they may be going to certain restaurants, that sort of thing. We just kind of make sure we check in on those people, and maybe there can be free programs at church to where you partner and pair up, you know, someone with another individual to make sure you kind of check in. And on the same thing with younger individuals, because there's isolation on our end too for the 20s, 30s, teens as well.
Yeah.
I would just say with it being a lunchroom, see somebody sitting by themselves, they kind of acting different or something like that, just extend the olive branch, you know, reach out to that person, see how they're doing, because you never know, you could be going through something. So it's all across the board, not just the older people, but younger ones too.
And folk, on that note, we are going to close out, and at seniors, I'll just echo the late George Bush. I think on his 80-something birthday, he went skydiving, and he said, seniors, do something. Do something. If you aren't physically able to get out, you can do something that does not require a lot of physical movement. But the rest of us who are not seniors, well, we may get AARP magazines, but you know, our knees don't hurt as much. We can engage and we can reach out to others. And on that note, we will close out again on behalf of L.J. Brown Enterprises, Dr. Bert Pope Matthews. I am John Dial, and this is the Listen Up.